You know, we're
Well,
always just
hello.
like, hello,
We're always,
hello. We're waiting on Jocelyn here. She'll be here just shortly. But welcome to the Vintage Rescue Squad. Hello.
Hello.
Oh, hello. Yes, my birthday is tomorrow. I will be 29. Yes.
Holler.
We're almost the
29.
same age.
I-
I'm older than
Actually, I think
Misty.
you're a little older than me, Jeffrey.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're a little
am.
older than me. So, yeah, the big 29 tomorrow. I'm almost 30. Gosh. Anyway, thank you guys for joining us. Happy Monday and happy Memorial Day. I hope you guys all had a time of reflection or time to relax and spend some time with your family. This Memorial Day is a lot different than what it was last year. So that's a positive thing. I worked a little bit today. I know Michael went shopping today. Jeffrey took a nap today.
No, I went shopping
Jeffrey,
too.
you went shopping too.
I took a
Yeah, you went
20-minute
shopping
nap. I
too.
needed a power nap.
There
Oh.
she is, Miss America. Well, she's girl.
Hope it is.
Oh, there we go. Ooh, bad reception.
But wait.
She's saying
Nick logged
hello.
in and asked me if I was Relic Recoverist or Relic Recoverist.
And you said, once upon a
So-
time.
It is. But the question is am I Relic Recoverist or am I Crazy Lamp Lady?
Well,
Oh,
which is
she's
it
going through
tonight?
an identity crisis, folks. Here we go.
I don't know.
Hello.
Okay.
Oh, I see
I don't
Sugar
think it
Britches.
matters. I'm on Misty's channel.
We were getting worried about you. I didn't know if you were going to make it.
Yeah, I'm here. I had to announce
Okay,
it on
good.
my channel.
I knew
just
she would make
so that
it.
everybody knew.
I knew she'd be there. She pops in. She makes us all,
I'm s-
the anticipation.
That's exactly right.
Well, I am seeing a lot of our friends here. A lot of our friends I see. Sugar Britches. Sugar Britches had an ephemera sale today, and I completely missed it. I was talking to Michelle. Michelle said, "Oh, I was watching Lorianne's sale," and I was like, "Oh crap!"
Oh,
Lorianne was having a sale, so I hope.
You're live on Facebook. I see Nancy. Very complimentary.
Yay! Yeah, see, I'm on Facebook as well right now.
Wow, that's so fancy.
All right, this is good.
Wonderful.
Oh well,
You're
we're just trying it out.
diversifying.
We're just trying it. Yeah, well, that's one thing that we want. Now, listen, I wanted to. We'll go ahead and do some introductions first, but we'll go ahead and start with my co-host sitting right next to me. Michael, go ahead and let everybody know who you are and where they can find you.
It's Michael Todd, and I am the Cult of Vintage, as you see right here on this beautiful blue banner. I have a YouTube channel, and I make videos and sell stuff now. That's
Well,
me.
and what
It's
about
wonderful.
it is? He's just great. We all love our Michael. And then down below me is who are you again? Did we decide?
I'm having an identity crisis, so I'm not really sure who I am tonight. I think I'm the Crazy Lamp Lady. It says that's who I am.
Well,
I'm the Crazy Lamp Lady.
that's what it says.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with this.
We're gonna go with that.
I'm the Crazy Lamp Lady. My name is Jocelyn. I make videos about thrifting and stuff.
Yes, and you sell on eBay.
And I sell
Wow.
on eBay. I do that too. Yeah.
Thank you guys. I'm seeing all the birthday messages. Thank you guys so much. Oh, Karen. Karen's from Facebook too. Oh, and
Ooh.
Natalie. Oh, I'm so excited.
This is great.
Excited. Yay. Virginia,
on,
thank you so much.
Facebook.
Virginia is sharing everybody's links to their channels. You should be called the crazy, what did Vinny say? The crazy glass lady.
True.
She bought.
No,
yes,
after
she
today-
did. She bought a lamp.
Yesterday's
I
video
was-
and today's video, I went a little crazy over the glass.
You bought a lamp?
Well,
Didn't you get that on camera?
That's tomorrow's video.
Oh.
Spoilers.
Shh, Michael. Michael, you're giving away all her secrets. Well, we'll go ahead and let little Jeff do his little baby Jeff do his introduction too. He's sitting there in his little shop behind in front of his 50s diner.
You like it? Actually, well, no, that's the kitchen.
50s kitchen.
Yeah, we don't have a dining here. Well, I'm also a thrifter. It's really weird. So it's like we're all thrifters. I don't know how that happened. I also make YouTube videos, which is really embarrassing because apparently we all do that too. Yeah. So I do that full time.
And you?
I do too.
Now,
oh wow.
I don't. No.
Okay.
I'm really
one
not
of these friends are not like the other.
Oh my. Well, apparently we all have YouTube channels and we all thrift. That's important.
Yes.
Yes.
And I bet you there are a lot of people that are watching right now that also have YouTube channels. Oh, I know there's Dagny. Dagny does not have a YouTube channel, but she is a reseller and she also sells on eBay and she's in YouTube videos.
Oh my.
Yes.
She's in
a lot of
And Dagny gets recognized too in real life.
She does. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So does Barb.
I got
recognized a lot.
I got recognized in the grocery store this afternoon when I was buying tomatoes. So if you're watching, hello. That was fun. I was like, I'm not even in the antique mall. Well, she just said, hi, Misty. And then you're always just like, because in my mind, I'm thinking, I panic because I'm like, okay, what's your name? You're like thinking, okay, what is your name? I know you. I know. Do I know you? I don't know if I know you or not. So you're thinking, I don't want to be rude and be like, now who are you? But she just said, I watch your videos. We watch your videos all the time. So yeah, but yeah, you have that moment of panic when you're like, you know, you don't want to be rude, like you've forgotten their name because I forget a lot. I forget names a lot. But
I know that.
I'm just like, do I know you or?
I know.
I'm kind of blunt about it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like,
well, yeah, Jeffrey is very blunt.
Yeah.
I smile through it. I'm like, oh, do I know you?
Jeffrey.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, she just reach through the camera and pinch your little cute cheeks.
Oh, come on. Jocelyn has better cheekbones than I do.
She does. She's got pretty good.
She got them dimples going on.
Mm-hmm.
And Michael's got them lips he's working all the time.
Here. Hello, Barbara. Or I'm sorry, Barbie. I do that all the time. She's gonna smack me one of these days.
Barbara. Why would you say Barbara?
I know.
Barbara.
I know. Oh gosh, we're not gonna get started on that again. So what I do want to say is if you guys have any questions for us in the chat, if you would put them in all capital letters, it helps me be able to find them and put them out on the screen. So if you have any questions, I would love for you to post them to us. We'll be happy to answer them. Give me anything about vintage items or thrifting, to general questions. That's fine too. Let's see here.
Let's not get too personal, folks.
Yeah, we won't get too personal. We just won't answer those. Oh, hello. There is Sarah. Sarah from the Traveling Button. She has an Instagram and a YouTube channel now. So that's one thing I wanted to talk about too. Jeffrey and I were talking a little bit earlier about maybe talking. I think Michael has the looks. Michael has the looks of the group. Is that what everyone's saying? Oh. Michael has the looks of the group. Maybe. Yeah. We were talking about like different ways that we're diversifying our business a little bit, and what are some ways that you see diversifying a little bit as far as where you see yourself going in your online presence or your online business. Anybody want to tackle that one?
Oh, honey, you're frozen down
Jeffrey?
there. Jocelyn.
You want me to talk about it?
Sure.
Yeah, Jocelyn's pretty frozen. Okay. Well,
She'll be back.
I don't know.
She'll have to pop out and pop back in again.
Oh, she's like a toaster.
Oh.
Okay.
There you
You're
go.
back. Okay.
Your picture looks better too.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is actually a lot better.
Jocelyn's coming from my looks. I don't appreciate it.
Well, so we were just talking about we started to talk about like our goals or what we want to go for.
Diversifying business. That's where I cut off. And then I was getting ready to turn on my hotspot to try to be like, wait, what is everybody talking about? And then that's when I came back in.
Oh, wow. I'm seeing a lot of questions coming in now. So go ahead, Jeffrey.
Oh, well, I just don't know. I am always I have my feelers out most of the time. I'm like, what's next? What's next? But right now, I'm just not sure. I bought the building, I had the pop-up sale, and I'm like, okay, now what? So I was thinking about buying an antique store, like an antique mall.
Yeah, we've been talking about this.
Because I think that's more proactive than whenever I've told Misty, oh, I think I'm going to start a soap business. It makes no sense. I don't even like soap.
He did. He legit did. And I said, no.
I just thought it would be fun to make. I just thought it'd be fun to make soap, for one loaf, and I'll be like, okay, this crap is going in the trash.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know until you try, though.
Right.
True enough.
And that's how I look at most things.
Yeah, but he's already sold soap.
But that was bulk. I bought it from other companies.
So you can try.
But I never made soap. You see.
The thing about having an antique mall is that you have to have some all the time. And I know that you don't want that to be you. So you would have to hire someone to be the manager that would have to be there all the time. That was the reason why I wanted to shut down my brick and mortar, because I did not want to be there all the time. But I also did not want to pay somebody else to be there all the time either. So it's kind of
a lot of trust too. Having essentially a stranger, unless it's a family member, and then that, of course, can be a whole different disaster waiting to happen when you have family or friends that are your employee now. So there's just
it's complicated. I mean, Jocelyn has experience hiring people, but I think most of them are friends or family at some point, right? No, Misty's shaking her head because Jocelyn.
She's frozen. No, she she has hired friends before, but I think that I mean, I don't want to speak for her, but it seems like
you'll have to.
Well, I'll just let her answer that when she comes. Well, she'll be back.
Okay.
She'll be back.
Jocelyn, blink once if you hear us.
She'll be back.
She has some attitude going on there.
She's like, what? We've been talking a little bit about diversifying a little bit as far as, on other social media platforms. And, I have tried, she'll be back. I have tried the TikTok. I've not sold anything on TikTok, but I'm mainly using it just as, I don't know. I'm just playing around with it. Oh, there she is again. But in Instagram, so selling on YouTube and Facebook is another. I know that Sam and Sarah, I don't know if they're in the chat or not, but they've been doing live sales on Facebook, and I think that's been going pretty well for them. So the YouTube and Facebook and Instagram and eBay. I will not sell again on Poshmark or Etsy or Mercari, but that's other ways that you can diversify as well.
Well, the thing
I know a lot of people do that.
The overarching theme of what I was trying to convey is that I was looking at ways to diversify off of the internet, because online selling is like one big umbrella, no matter if you're talking like eBay or live sales. And I was wanting to have a physical presence, because that just sort of balances everything out, and it can be done passively. little bit easier, I think, because you're not the one sourcing every single thing. At least for me, like I have to physically touch every single thing most of the time. I mean, I know Jocelyn doesn't all the time because she has Drew and she has like she can get a lot of things in bulk, but I'm not set up that way. I don't have multiple people to help me. So I would have to kind of look at it like another entity, like an antique store, its own like thing.
Yeah. Well, we were
And
talking
then I
about
can let that sort of run itself.
Jeffrey was talking, he had asked right before you gotten frozen, if you had hired, like for your employees that you've hired, I know that you have hired both friends, family, and strangers, and which one has worked out the best? I already know the answer to this, but you can explain this to Jeffrey.
Well, it's been crazy, you know. We've hired family, we've hired friends, and we've hired complete strangers. And it's kind of weird how our whole dynamic works. You know, I've got my mom doing the bookkeeping for us. She does a lot of our bookkeeping. And you know, we've got Dagny who does some of our listing for us, and we knew her from auctions, and so we hired her in as a friend. Dina, we didn't really know Dina, and we put out a Facebook, like, we need help listing, and she applied for the job and we hired her that way. We didn't know her, but we hired her in, and she's become kind of like family, you know? So it's kind of like this weird dynamic, but everyone who we've hired has kind of just become part of our business. And like, that's how we treat everyone. We kind of treat our entire business as a family. So we kind of have this weird dynamic to it. But I worked in corporate America for like 10 years, and it was so stuffy and it was so miserable. And it was like, you were always afraid of like your boss, and you were afraid of your higher up. And like, I hated that. I hated that dynamic. So I knew that when I created Crazy Lamp Lady and I created this like whole brand, and like when we started hiring employees, like the whole thing about hiring employees is like, I wanted it to be like a family, and I wanted us all to get along, and I wanted the dynamic to be right. And I wanted everyone to, you know, have that. So I'd have to say that no matter, like, even though we've hired family and my mom, and she's kind of like, she's my mom, you know, and I'm like, you know, everyone, you know, this is my mom. Everyone be gentle with my mother, because, you know, everyone else, I'm like, you know, be careful. Don't use swear words. She's a pastor's wife. Be careful what you say, you know, like, so, you know, like I had to like protect my mom. But you know, it's like, we're all, you know, we're all respectful of one another, and we're all kind of a family, even though I've, you know, hired people, but it's all about like being able to read, you know, who we're bringing in. And I think we all mesh well, even if in the beginning, it's kind of like, whoa, who's this person coming in? You know, after a while, it's like, all right, no, I kind of like you. You're cool. You know, like we just kind of blend well together. And we currently have, I think 10 people, including me and Andrew. We've got 10 people working all together, and we're all good, and we all mesh well. So it works.
Well, and I think that once you get your employees in, and you get them trained, and you get them trained to do things the way that you want it to be done. And I think that's like where I have a problem letting go and delegating things, because I want things in my mind. I have things the way that I want them. Like I can never give up my shipping. So my shipping is something that I will always do. But, you know, I've hired Emma now to start getting some eBay listings up, because it's been a very long time since I haven't had time to get any eBay listings up. That is something that I do want to, as far as my business goes, I do want to get more things listed on eBay, simply because I have a lot of things that will be good for a worldwide market, not just, you know, just for my live sales and things like that. Like I have a lot of like antique car parts and antique, you know, things that my customer base, I don't think would really be interested in. But, you know, for a worldwide market, you just can't beat eBay. I had seen somebody that said, what's wrong with Mercari and Poshmark? I just didn't enjoy it. I didn't enjoy selling clothing. I did it when I first quit my job, because I needed to do everything that I could to justify me quitting my job. but I hated selling clothing. I will never sell clothing ever again, ever. I have no desire to. So I'm happy with selling just on eBay as far as like an online third party kind of thing.
You know, I don't really like eBay. Neither does, I know Misty, we would rather sell things direct because we save that 10%, but
I loved selling things through the live sales.
I know, but I know what you mean, because we have a certain demographic and a certain aesthetic, and like I just put some Pokemon ball things from Burger King on eBay because I'm not going to sell them on the live sale. They were like these little gold trading card bobbers, and they sold. And I put up something I could have sold on a live sale. It was a pennant. It said like Aloha, and it was like this tiki thing. It sold for like $213.
Tiki Gardens.
Tiki Gardens.
What's from Tiki Gardens?
I wouldn't have guessed it would have went that high, but that's the power of eBay right there. But there's those fees.
Well, Michael, you've got that moss lamp. We were talking about that the other day. And you were telling me you had offered that sale, and I was like, nobody bought it? How much did you ask for it? And I'm like, I would have bought that.
I should have just bought it.
Did you end up listing it on eBay?
No, I have not. And I guess that, I think for me, that would be the biggest thing so far as diversifying. I don't know, because for me, a lot of it, the idea or the concept behind the Cult of Vintage, I really, truly did not have any plans of necessarily becoming a quote unquote YouTuber or content creator or whatever it is that you want to call it. I was just simply going to utilize Instagram as a tool to promote and sell items on eBay. And I was completely happy with doing that. And everything just kind of, I don't know, I was inspired. I was inspired.
You were talked into it. You were talked into it.
I wasn't talked into it. Oh, trust. If I didn't really want to do it, I wouldn't have done it. But I did have really good people that, saw something, believed in me, in my ability to really contribute something. So I think for me, a lot of selling on eBay is good because there are certain things like the moss lamp that I think, and you can see it in the comments, that people certainly appreciated and knew that it was a good item, but it's a very specific aesthetic. So it didn't necessarily fit. It's one of those pieces where if you want it, you're going to want it, regardless of how it looks, simply because it's a moss lamp.
Yeah.
It was an Asian style mid-century modern, beautiful lamp, but
the moss lamps themselves are just very quirky. They're very different. They're made of, I believe, lucite. They're just like they're very interesting lamps, and they're constructed in such a way that you would look at them and you'll be like, oh, somebody just made that. It's a one-off. But I literally have a book at the shop that's moss lamps, and it was a whole industry, and it's these moss lamps, and they're very quirky. And I showed one in a video, and it was the one with the very big, like, weird shades, and Andrew broke the figurine on one. And so Michael was at the thrift store. Yes, those are the moss lamps.
Yes.
Yep. Okay.
And Michael was at the thrift store that shall not be named. And he had seen a lamp, and he was asking me, I saw this lamp, and I was like, yeah, did you send me a picture? And he sent me a picture. I'm like, go back for that lamp.
Buy that. And I was like, I didn't buy it because it looks like, just like Justin said, it looks like almost a hobbyist piece. So, and I was like, I don't know, there's this Asian ceramic figure.
And of course they wanted a lot of money for it because they're, the thrift shop that shall not be named.
We got it on 50% off day, though.
He got it on 50%. So he went back for it and got it.
When he goes to the thrift shop that shall not be named, he's always like, don't tell Jocelyn I'm going there. I'm going there.
She knows. I sent her pictures from there.
I told him, I said, Michael, you buy that lamp. I want you to pay for it. And then I want you to calmly grab it and hug it. And I want you to run out of that store, and I want you to yell, long live the crazy lamp lady. And I just want you to run out the door.
That'd be like the best promotion you got.
The lamp. Just yell it and just run out the door.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the staff still watch the Crazy Lamp Lady brand because they've recognized me now that I've gone in. So they're still watching. They're still watching, but they're under
Yeah.
new management, and that's something, Joss and I have talked about. They are under new management, so
Yeah.
There's a lot of really good questions I'm seeing in the chat.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna get to some of these questions. I know. Hi, Jeannie. Jeannie says, "What is a death pile, girl?"
something I swore I would never have.
Look-
I'm not going
look-
to be one of those
Have one of
people.
those. I don't know.
Look behind Jeffrey. No.
You may say mine.
Jeffrey.
This is a collection. This is not a death pile.
Entire building is.
I have 2,500 square feet of things that need to be sold.
I don't have one
and,
of those.
and that is no.
Sure.
That's a predicament that you do when you are a content creator and you're putting out shop with me videos and you're putting out content. You have to keep going shopping in order to be able to put out this content. And I'm just going to say it again. This is something that I cannot stand that Goodwill videos are the ones that just do so. Those are the videos that when you put them out, just by having Goodwill in the title, those are the ones that do really well. And I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I don't care.
Do you think that Goodwill is behind that? Do you think like they're like
It's a conspiracy.
Probably.
It's my next
We
shirt.
were just talking about this
I don't know,
this
buying
morning.
some advertising?
I
What?
don't. I think what it has to do with is that because Goodwill is a national brand, and when you think thrifting, you think Goodwill. So inherently, people are going into YouTube, typing in thrifting
The
and Goodwill. Did I say the YouTube?
Yeah,
I didn't even.
I think.
They're going into the YouTube and they're typing in the Goodwill, and they're, so that's always what's coming up. And YouTube is, of course, going to promote what people are searching for.
Yeah.
And
Are
so
people really typing that in the search though?
I bet you.
Like,
Well,
who would ever think?
Michael
like,
had a good point when we were. Well, he had a good point when we were talking earlier this morning. He said that a lot of like the younger demographic, they do a lot of thrift with me and Goodwill videos because they're buying clothing. They're buying like vintage clothing or just like those cool clothing and stuff like from the 90s, vintage clothing that Michael and I used to wear. And so that in and of itself, so you're getting those views, I think, from people that are just searching, and then they may be like, what the heck is this? I don't care about this old stuff, I just want the clothing. But then sometimes people will be like, oh, this is cool, I like this. But no, antique mall videos are better than Goodwill video.
I scored so much today, like at the antique malls. And it's a shame because they don't perform, I don't think, as well. I mean, they get views, but they don't reach as far as a Goodwill video. And I've seen, some of us are playing games. We try to throw Goodwill in the title however we can, but it's like I just don't like that I have to do that. It's annoying because I don't want to give Goodwill any more advertising.
But this is what I'm going to say to everybody watching, and it is important because I think all of us would agree, though, that when we've talked about this on Vintage Rescue Squad though before, it really is up to the viewers. It's up to the people that are going in and searching for things, and it is up to you guys to, instead of, do us a favor. Let's mess with the YouTube algorithm a little bit and go in and type in antique store, type in antique mall and search for that and start viewing those videos irregardless of who they are, because that is what YouTube then is going to, and it is a computer that is then selecting what videos and who's getting recommended and what YouTube is promoting. It's all a computer. It's not like somebody's sitting back here being like, oh, well, it's a computer. So if you guys start searching.
Oh, no, it's a person. It's a person in there.
I don't know.
I know you're
like, the robots will get back to you soon.
Wait, what? I'm glitching.
Or aliens, Jeffrey. Jeffrey wanted to talk about aliens tonight. So maybe it's the aliens.
What is the topic of
the
tonight?
aliens?
I was kidding. But they're putting out a report. They're supposed to put that information together for the government.
Oh.
Elizabeth said, I'm terrified of selling hard goods. Girl, don't be scared. Don't be scared. Just make sure you have your supplies. Just make sure you have your supplies.
There are a plethora of videos out there on how to ship. Like, if you don't know how to ship like a certain, You don't know how to ship a plate. Search how to ship a plate, and there'll be a video. How to ship a figurine. I'm sure there's a dedicated video. So
yeah, you just need to have your supplies, have boxes, have bubble wrap, have paper, have your supplies. And when in doubt, just wrap it some more. I mean, just go with your gut. And will you have things that will break? Yes, we all have. And you
I don't think
learn
Goodwill
from
is a
it,
nonprofit, is it?
Do
Is
what?
Goodwill a nonprofit?
It is a nonprofit.
It is. So that they're structured like a corporation.
Yes,
Well,
they have a CEO.
Okay.
I'm way up here on these questions, but T. Curry says, "What?
Okay.
You're fine. What are live sales and how do you get to them?" Well, let me just say, T. Curry,
You have to.
I have a live sale on my channel. Right. Well, if you want to come to one, there's one tomorrow on my YouTube channel at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. It's myself and Michael.
3 out of 4 of us do. One is a black sheep.
Right.
I can't imagine if Jocelyn tried to do a live sale. Could you imagine thousands of people trying to
talk
put
her
in the
into
number
it?
16? No, that would be such a mess. Like 3,000 people trying to claim one item. That would be fun.
She needs to go on. She'll need to go on as somebody else's channel as a guest because it would be too crazy on her channel. It would be the crazy chat on the Crazy Lamp Lady's channel.
I couldn't handle it.
Be a lot. You know what? She doesn't really need to.
Essentially, what we do is we run live sales. They just run 5 days.
Yeah,
right.
On a third-party platform. It's a third-party platform.
Someone had
a site called eBay, if you've never heard of it.
Well, someone I had seen in the chat was asking why you start your listing. How do you make money if you start your listing so low? Well, you want to explain how that is, Jocelyn?
What's that? I'm sorry, I didn't hear.
Someone had asked you, Jocelyn, how do you make money since you start your eBay sales so low?
Oh, well, we run auctions. So we cost average everything. And I've talked about this before. Back when we first started out on eBay, we were cost averaging everything. So, if I bought everything back here that's on my dresser and I would cost average everything and, the cost average would be about $4. So we'd start everything at $4 at auction. And even if I paid like $50 for one thing and I paid $2 for another, in the end, it would all shake out to about $4. So we cost average. We have kind of a weird business model thing. So we start everything.
I think it's smart.
I mean, it feels better at the end of the day when like I lose money on something and I'm like, it's all right. I made money on this. And so we're able to kind of like rationalize at the end.
It takes away a lot of decision fatigue as well. Like you don't have to like nickel and dime every single item.
No. And at the end, you're able to look at the big picture. We prefer looking at the big picture instead of like looking at the little picture of, oh my gosh, I lost money on this little thing. It's okay. Well, we're looking at the big picture, and the big picture is we cost average everything. We lost money on this. We lost money on this, but hey, we made money on this and it made up for both of those items. And we still made money in the long run. So we're able to start everything at $4 at auction. And that's kind of how we run everything. So, another thing is, we start everything at $4 and people come to our eBay expecting that we're going to start everything at $4. And
let me just say, there's like no exceptions because Vinny was like something about a black dog or a dog at Black Rose that you paid a lot for. Let me see what that question was. Then he was like, what if you pay up for something like that dog you bought at Black Rose? I don't know what it is.
I'm not sure. There was one exception, and it was because Eric and Andrew got in my head and they talked me out of starting. They're like, no, don't do that, Jocelyn. But since then, they've still tried to talk me out of starting stuff at $4. I'm like, it's already started. These too bad guys, like I start it before they have a chance to talk me out of it. And then when they try to, I'm like, nope, sorry, it's already live. So the one exception to that was it was an apron. It was Fenton red stretch glass, Arena stretch glass apron. It was absolutely phenomenal, and it was worth about $500. And I think I paid $250 for it. And they're like, don't start it at $5 or don't start it at $4. And I'm like, and so they really got in my head on that one. And I think I started it at $200 instead of starting it at $4. And that was like one of the rare exceptions where I didn't start something at $4. And then other than that, local pickups, we don't start at $4 just because they're local pickups, and we don't really expect the bidding activity on those because they're local pickups. But other than that, I mean, I think I ended up making $50 on that when all the fees and everything was said and done with on that. I was okay with that because, you know, it was a gorgeous piece. I got to have it. I got to hold it. I got to list it, and it came through and I made $50 on it, you know, so it was worth it to me. And I'm cool with making $50, you know.
I am.
Yeah. You know, like I like $50, whatever, you know.
Right.
If I had to spend $250 to make the $50, I'm cool with that too, you know.
Well, and that's the thing though too, that's hard for me to do is to really pay up. Like if I was to spend $250 on something, I would probably go home, have a little bit of a panic attack, and you know, but sometimes you do have to pay to learn, and you'll know that when you find something like that again or something similar to that again, you kind of know what the market will be when you do go to try to sell it again. So that, absolutely. But man, paying $250 for something would.
Well, I'm somewhere in between you guys because I will pay up for something just to experience that item. Like sometimes I just want to have it in my life for like, you know, that week or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm like, I want to own this, be a part of its journey. I want to have that experience.
That's how I am.
Yeah, but I'm like, I'm not going to spend $250 necessarily, but I did buy a whole bunch of EAPG salt and pepper shakers today for a stupid price. But I mean, whatever.
You sold one, and so you, in your mind, you know what the market kind of is.
Yeah.
However, it may not pan out. So it's a risk that you take. And I mean, that's what this business is. Sometimes you have to take those risks.
But I would have kicked myself if I didn't.
You would have.
I regret things I don't do way more than things I do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Do.
People walking.
Yeah.
I still struggle with it. I don't care. I do. It's still scary to me. I'm not like a betting person though, by nature. Like I don't play the lottery. I don't do that stuff. Like I don't, I'm, what do you call it? Risk averse. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, but
unless somebody's shopping with me, like, you should do that. You should do that. You should buy that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
But
that is the worst.
You know what though?
But
I think it depends on like your financial cushion. I don't want to make anybody feel like they should be like one of us where we're like taking all these huge chances because
absolutely
I can afford to do that. And it's just sort of like a little bit of a game. And I'm not gonna, it's not gonna hurt me. And it is like a little bit of a gamble, but it's an informed decision that I'm willing to make. So I can tell you, I have videos way back when I started when I'm like quivering over like spending $2 instead of $1, because I'm like, this is only going to sell for $12. And you know, it's
absolutely.
You go on like your own journey, just like I did, where I'm going to yard sales and trying to haggle the whole thing. And now I find myself just paying their prices. I'm like, I'm going to let you guys have what you want. Cause I'm going to do good on this. So
yeah,
you got to do it.
I had seen someone had asked where we get our shipping supplies. I get the majority of mine from eBay and American Bubble Boy. American Bubble Boy is a great place to get bubble wrap. There's an affiliate. I have a link in my description where you can get your own American Bubble Boy bubble wrap.
We bought
lovely
our bubble wrap from American Bubble Boy this month. It's a huge.
They're fantastic.
Using your link.
Yep.
Ooh.
I kind of thought I saw that big order and I was like, that has to be one. Only one person I know would buy that amount of bubble wrap.
How much did you buy?
Tell you what, they're very fast.
No, Andrew puts the order in. I'm like, you have to use this link. Just don't ask questions. Just here. Here.
They're very, very, if you put your order in by 4 o'clock, it ships the same day.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
It was amazing.
I place my order and I get it the next day. It's really good. And they're a small company. They're great. They're a great company. The link is down in the description down below.
I get all my stuff for free.
Ooh, Corinne, Walmart's like the
Well,
worst place to buy your bubble wrap. It's so expensive there.
No, it is so expensive at Walmart. In a pinch, I even bought some bubble wrap a long time ago from the post office. That's even worse. It's like even worse, but I really needed it. And I didn't want to go to Walmart.
The worst place is like that UPS like store, the place that also sells like balloons that I bought for $26 for 6 balloons. Like things overpriced.
Yeah, that is.
Barb told me to go there, and I didn't think the dollar store sold balloons anymore. I don't know why.
Well, I think there's still a helium problem. I don't know if Dollar Tree is still selling balloons or not, but maybe they are. I don't know. Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
There was a helium shortage or something, I think.
Yeah,
or maybe,
I think
there was a helium. I don't know.
By the way, though, I was going to say, I also use packing paper. For my packing paper, I get it from the local newspaper print shop. They have what's known as end rolls. They're like a giant core, about 2 feet in length, like tall. And you get a lot of paper. You might be able to get it for free, or you'll have to pay like 50 cents per pound is sort of what I'm paying now. And that's way cheaper than, ordering it online and shipping it and all the things. So
it's always a good idea to call your local paper office and see if they have that.
And it's cleaner than like printed on newspaper.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, there's no ink on it. And I think all of us, I don't know if Michael does or not. I know that Jocelyn and Jeffrey and I all have links to some of the products that we use down in the description of all of our videos. So like the scales that we use. Do you, Jocelyn? I thought you did. I know Jeffrey does.
Thanks to my cameras.
Your Amazon affiliate links.
I have eBay links to my cameras.
You don't have an Amazon affiliate?
Yeah. Oh. I don't use that Amazon link.
Okay.
I use eBay links.
I see. I know why. Okay, I got it. Right.
Yeah. How do you attract more viewers? You know what? If I knew, I would love to be able to tell you. Sometimes there isn't a rhyme or reason sometimes.
I've started wearing more V-necks, you see.
I need to try that.
My videos do better if I don't have my face in them. So
yeah.
Thumbnails, titles, tags, those 3 T's.
The title.
Thumbnail,
title. That for me
I think
is
the title is the most important. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I also have found, though, that if I don't know if it's just the face, but if I overly produce or if I try to make like a really fancy thumbnail, people are less inclined to watch it than if I just take a screen grab and throw words on it. I don't know why. I think it's
the whole like keep it simple, stupid like they say, like keep it simple, stupid. Probably because people are glancing at things quick, like a billboard, and they need something to latch onto pretty easily. Mm-hmm. And if you have too much crap that you're looking at, you're just like bouncing all over and you're just like, screw it.
Yeah. If it's too busy, and Jeffrey has a graphic design background, so that's probably something that it's been kind of been ingrained into his brain.
Yeah.
Do people haggle the cost of postage? No. They're not going to either. I only charge people what the post office charges me. So there isn't any reason to haggle.
I get it a lot.
Do you get people? Do you really?
I get people messaging us, can you do any better on shipping? And all of our shipping is calculated. We calculate all of our, like we have a postal scale. We calculate all of our shipping. We measure the box. We have everything inputted in. So we really can't do a whole lot. The best we can do is, look at our shipping options of, we can ship it through a different carrier or something like that. But we do get questions. Then I get people commenting on YouTube, oh, your shipping's a lot. And I'm like, I just want to comment back, you must be in California. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, there's not a
Right.
whole lot I can do, because we're on the
Right.
East Coast, we're on the West Coast. But the few times I have responded and they've responded back and we've kind of gone back and forth, like usually it turns out that they are on the West Coast, and that's contributing to the factor that the shipping is reflecting high, is because, and in cases like that, it's kind of unavoidable because it is calculated and there's really not a whole lot I can do about that,
That's because you don't want to lose money. I mean, it's not like you're right. You're not like overcharging people on purpose. You're charging them what it's going to cost you.
We charge what it's going to cost us.
Jocelyn, do you use pirate ship?
That is a really loud motorcycle. We do not use pirate ship. The reason we don't use pirate ship is because we tried using pirate ship and they don't use photographs, I guess is the issue.
For pulling the item?
For pulling the item. Well, we do 30 items a day. And so when Walter is pulling the items, it's so much easier for him to see the items and pull them. Like, this is this is that. And so when pirate ship generates them, he can't see the items. And so bowl, it's like, okay, so 5 bowls, green bowl, pink bowl, like it's so much easier for him to see the item. And so pirate ship is just really, like, as much as we would save, it's really just not, it doesn't
because
work.
there's like one secret reason to use it, and that's because you can charge all the shipping to your credit card and get those points. And that would be like,
that's nice.
Yeah.
We do. Well, no, we do use pirate ship for our metal detector sales. So all of our invoicing, all of our shipping, we do use pirate ship for that end of our business, but not for eBay. Just because as far as doing orders and stuff, it hasn't really, we haven't really figured out a way to make it work for us. But
does eBay still charge a fee on shipping? Like, is that, like, since the managed payments have been implemented, does that get pulled, or has that been eliminated?
Or for eBay?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
When I make a sell on eBay,
he's asking, like, how, like, whenever you sell something on eBay, you pay a fee, and it's called it's like the fee that you pay on everything. What's that called? Final value fee.
Like, yes. Well, you still get charged a final value fee because you get charged that both on the item that you sell and the shipping. Because before, when they weren't doing that, people were charging like $1 for the item, and then they were putting all of the cost on the shipping to try to get away with not being charged the eBay fee. So
but if you're using the built-in shipping, can't eBay know like the reality of it and like say, okay, here's the actual total value fee, not including shipping? Like, you would think.
I have no idea. Jeffrey.
If you're buying shipping. If you're buying your shipping through eBay and eBay knows the total story, it knows, like, okay, so you sold it for this amount and you're paid this amount for the shipping, then eBay should effectively say, okay, we're not going to charge you a fee on your shipping because we know what that shipping is.
Yeah, technically.
Right. But this is eBay we're talking about. So
they still charge you a fee on shipping. But they know what it costs to ship because it's all calculated. So, but they still charge you a fee on shipping.
Jane, thank you. She says, "Happy birthday! Dollar Tree sells bubble wrap and helium balloons. They do sell bubble wrap, but it will not last me very long. I mean, I need big rolls of bubble wrap. But in a pinch, you can, you can go in there and get some bubble wrap from the Dollar Tree. How do you deal with haters? It happens every day. You just kind of have to roll it off. And don't let it get to you. Don't let it bother you. But it is very, very beneficial to have a group of friends that you can vent to.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. Like, Jocelyn and I, Jeffrey, and we all vent to one another when things are upsetting us. And at the end of the day, you're running a business. You need to be as professional as you can. And I do not and will not bring my followers into any kind of drama because it isn't worth it.
Yeah, eBay does give a discount.
eBay
does give a discount on shipping, but it's the same discount that you'd get if you took it to pirate ship. So it's not like you're actually
you get that discount, and we pass it along to our buyers.
Yeah, that's
So
what I do.
technically, I think you can take that discount as a seller, or you can pass it along. We pass it along to our buyers. So.
Katie has, do you have to have a reseller license to do YouTube live sales?
That's a state question, I think.
What is a
What's
reseller?
the
In
reseller
Indiana,
license?
you do not.
Like a business license? I think you should have a business license if you're going to sell things and make money and for taxes.
Yeah, you need to have a tax identification number, absolutely, because you have to pay taxes, and your business should be different from your home expenses. That should be two totally different things. But you need to research what the rules are in your state and talk to a CPA. Okay, let's see. I saw George is in the chat. Hello, George. Yes, what's a resale license? I'm an LLC. Yeah, I'm an LLC too. I think Jeffrey's an LLC. Jocelyn's might be incorporated. I'm working on getting incorporated.
Or funny story. I accidentally.
Yes, I'm an escort.
I accidentally incorporated, and then I pull out of it. It was a whole mess. I wanted an LLC, and I had to. Oh, it was a whole thing.
I'm thinking that I'm just going to continue being an LLC. I think that it's important to be an LLC though, because if people are so sue happy nowadays, people could sue you, and then if they do, then they have no access to your personal assets.
Oh, when I should also say that you can also be a sole proprietor. Many people are saying that a sole proprietor, you can use your social security number. You just don't have any protections separate from your business.
And I think that it's very important too to get that tax identification number, because then you can use that paper once you get that, and when you go into an antique mall, you can fill out a form, and then you won't be charged sales tax.
That would be your sales tax license, your sales tax certificate. I think they call
your
that.
tax identification number. Yeah, your TID.
And those
I think it might be called
get.
different for different states.
Yeah, they're free.
They are free to get, and you can do them online. You just have to do it online.
You can use it
Jeffrey,
on you can use it on your shipping supplies too.
Absolutely. I thought I'd seen
It was why was your building? Yeah, it says why was your building filled with items or something? So when I bought it, this used to be. Are you going to find it?
I go ahead, and I'm looking for it.
Basically, the previous owner just had lots of vintage and mostly vintage stuff here, and it was setting for a long time. And whenever I bought it, I just bought it as it was, and it was mostly junk, honestly. And a lot of it I had to just donate. A lot of people said, "Oh, have a yard sale, do it," and I'm just like, when I bought it, it was in November and it was getting cold. And I'm just like, I have way too much stuff going on. I can't be having yard sales. I can't have people in here. I was trying to get occupancy permits, or not occupancy, but building zoning things and putting exit signs up and all of the regulatory crap that you go through, changing my outlets so that they're a certain kind of outlet. And so anyway, a lot of stuff like that was just unnecessary. Yeah, I probably could have made maybe $500 to $1,000 on stuff if I was just to open up every now and again. But I had my own
Jeffrey's
put in here, and it's the stuff.
You were frozen for a second, Jeffrey.
Could you hear me though?
No.
Darn.
No, we couldn't. Try again.
Okay.
Be good, Jeffrey.
Oh, you could?
We're allowed to have cursing now. Did you see that they changed that?
We can? Which words can we say?
Michael, wait, what? Don't encourage him.
You didn't see that in the checks? Before you submit, you can now have passive swearing.
I think it has to be after a certain amount of time in the video, though.
Mm-hmm.
Passive swearing. What is that?
Well, S-H.
Oh, well, we don't need to do that, though. Jocelyn's mother is watching.
Yes.
Oh.
No swearing.
Shh.
I would never.
Okay.
My mother likes you guys.
Yes. Someone said, "What's the birthday drink?" It's Pepsi. Pepsi.
Does that have vanilla in it?
Girl, what do you think? It always does. All right. I had seen another question. Oh, handling fees. No, we are not Goodwill. We are not Shop Goodwill.
Nope.
No.
If Shop Goodwill charges handling fees, which it just boggles my mind that people are like, okay, I'll pay those handling fees. No.
Exorbitant fees.
Exorbitant handling fees.
Yeah, handling fees are part of our business already. Like, we have to handle it.
Yeah.
Duh.
There's no handling
Right?
fees here.
Okay, let's see. Oh, everyone was frozen. Liddell, are we still? We're not frozen, are we?
I don't think so.
Someone said HELL hockey sticks. No, I think we're okay. Okay.
Daniel asks, is doubling your money enough? I think that depends on the item.
Right.
If it's like $1, you're buying it, and you're gonna sell for $2. No, it's not. If you're spending $100 and you're gonna sell for $200, I would say yes, probably.
Right.
It depends though on whatever else you want to incorporate, like your time.
It depends on the item for me. Like, it depends on the item. Like, if it's something that I've really wanted for a long time and I just want to like have it for a little while, and then I'm like, okay, I'm all right with making a little bit of money on this, and then I can let it go. Hi, Andrew.
5-minute warning, I'm putting the kids to bed.
Oh, 5-minute warning. He's putting the kids to bed, and you all get to hear them like, I don't want to go to bed. No.
Oh gosh. Were the buildings in the back room ever lived in, Jeffrey?
Yes,
in your shop?
illegally.
Someone was asking that.
They weren't allowed to, but yeah, they did.
It was illegally.
One of those kind of businesses, was it?
Well, it's funny because this is a commercial building, and they had a bedroom, a kitchen, and a living room, and I just have been changing it all, but no, that was never permitted. And the inspection guy was like, "Now you're not going to live here, are you?" And I'm just like, "In this dump?" No, but I was just like, "No, this is for my business." And then we had somebody come in during the live sale, and he was like, "I'm surprised the city's letting you do this."
The pop-up sale, not the live
sale. Pop-up sale. I'm like, why would the city not let me do this? This is a commercial building. Do you think somebody's going to live in here? I don't know.
They could. There's a bathroom. There's all kinds of stuff. Listen, Aaron keeps saying that if Jeffrey doesn't behave, Jeffrey is going to go and live there.
Okay.
He's going to go live at the shop. I wanted to highlight this because for Susical, thank you. And this is so true. I mean, we're up here jabbering our jaws, but looking at everybody else's comments that they're coming in and they're answering questions if we don't see them, it's so important. So you're getting stuff from us, but you're also learning a lot from people in the chat. I like to see what people are saying in the chat too. So we're all learning from one another, and that is a great thing. Vintage Adventures. For those of you with a booth and a brick and mortar, what do you pay square feet? What did you pay, Jeffrey, when you were in your antique mall? Well, he's frozen.
She gave me a really good deal before. Am I frozen?
No, you're back.
You're not now.
Oh. I can say it now because she gave me a really good deal before, but I think it was about 80 cents to $1 per square foot, somewhere in there.
Jocelyn, you were set up in an antique.
What's that? I'm not
square
sure.
footage.
I'm texting Andrew, come here, because he has the booth at Carlisle Antique Mall, and I'm not sure how much he is paying per square foot. But he is in the basement there, and he's got like 30 feet by like, it's a massive space. And he's got a really good rate on that. I think it's like $200 and something dollars a month for that footage. How big is your space at Carlisle Antique Mall, and how much do you pay per square foot?
It's like 30 foot by 18 foot, and I think it's like 75 cents a square foot.
75 cents.
Oh, nice.
For the
So
booth.
And
I
do
think
they?
one thing I was gonna say, I think one thing to consider about a booth and how much you pay is where is the mall located? What is their foot traffic, and how many days a week are they open?
And
Because-
where's it located in the mall?
And where is your booth located in the mall? He says.
Right, like the basement, for instance, isn't like prime real estate necessarily, but it's a good rate.
Pretty darn good for me.
Yeah, that is a really good. We went to a place over the weekend, and it was crazy, and it was not that great of a place. It was a vendor mall, and I want to say it was like for like a 10 by 10 space, it was $150 a month plus a fee for the debit card use, plus if you needed a booth with electricity, there was a fee for that. There was like all these other extra little fees
They take 5%, but
that I thought
covers
was
your
pretty
credit card
ridiculous.
fees, your packaging,
They
your
take
staffing.
5% off of our sales, but that covers like
Which-
That seems really cheap.
I was gonna say, which isn't too bad.
yeah.
No.
Well,
it's
yeah,
really-
my mall was 10%. And it was the same scenario.
Yeah.
It covers credit card if there is one.
Yeah. And that mall is he has 24-hour access, and he can come and go as he pleases, and he can stock his booth whenever he wants, even when they're closed. And
See, that's nice. That's
oh
nice.
yeah.
To
Yeah.
have that access.
And it's
yeah.
like I can drive into the building.
Oh
at
yeah, he can
hours.
drive into the building and like park his car and like bring the stuff in and out. And
Yeah,
so, oh
it's
yeah,
totally
oh,
secure.
yeah. It's fancy.
You guys, this basement isn't like a normal antique basement.
Yeah, Michael's
This is
been
like-
there.
This joint is fancy. It's a fancy smancy kind of antique mall. You walk in and you're like, oh, we about to spend some money. Kind of antique mall.
Well, I think it's a good idea if you're thinking about setting up in an antique mall to go to these different antique malls, check them out, ask all these questions, ask for a list of what all their fees are, look and see what they may not have any booths that are available right now, but maybe they know that some of the booths may be leaving soon, and you can kind of get an idea of where the booth would be at.
And
There
ask-
is a
if you can-
psychological thing.
If you can talk to like the owner or whoever sees what's selling, you could say like, this is the kind of stuff that I have. Does it sell here? And you can kind of feel out like if like that, because it depends on where you are too.
Like one of my
Yeah.
biggest numbers is
And-
comic books.
Comic books. Andrew sells so many comic
The guy
books.
that was in there before me sold nothing but comic books.
Comic
Mhm.
books.
Well, and I think that helps to and to make your booth be the best booth in that area,
Ooh,
to
I
make
like that
people
question.
want to come to your booth.
I like
Okay,
that
let me
question
go
for
down here and
Jocelyn.
see.
It's about burnout.
Which one?
Oh, the burnout
Oh,
question.
Lord.
I was just thinking
I'm looking
about
for
that
it.
today.
Where
and I was
is
like,
it?
ah.
Is it a new question?
Yeah. And by the way, yes, I use WorthPoint. I know Jocelyn uses WorthPoint.
Yep.
We both pay for it and we have affiliate.
I do too.
Yes.
Oh, and Misty does too.
I don't have an affiliate. I mean, I don't have an affiliate, but I do pay for it.
Not cheap, but it's
WorthPoint
useful.
is good.
Oh,
It's useful. But eBay, you can use eBay sold comps for a free research too. Okay, Jocelyn, talk about burnout and motivation.
Burnout and motivation.
Here, let me give you some.
There's
motivation
no
really
such
quick.
thing.
Here's
I was
some
just waiting.
motivation.
I was just waiting.
I can't believe I got this lot for $32.
What is it?
Each one of those plates sells for 20 to 25. They're Mercersburg University.
Andrew's really excited about this. He wants everyone to
Each one of those plates is like a commodity item. It's like a $20 to $25 item. I got the whole lot for 32
Per
bucks.
plate.
The Mercersburg Academy. So certain schools are popular, and if you can pick out the right schools and find their china and their souvenir plates and stuff, it sells.
And I just want the Murano glass. That's why we compliment each other. Because he's like, oh, Mercersburg plates. I'm like, just give me the Murano.
It's all right.
Just good. And
Life's a balance.
We all go
I
through burnout, major
yeah,
burnout.
absolutely. Yeah, burnout's real. I mean, sometimes I struggle getting out the daily content, and I mean, this whole weekend has just been absolutely crazy. And like, there's a lot that like, I mean, and I think a lot of people don't really understand, and a lot of viewers don't understand because, like, a lot of viewers feel invested in our lives, and it's like you see 20 minutes of our lives and you don't really know the full story of our lives. Like, for instance, Andrew's dad had a stroke on Friday or this past weekend, and so he was gone all weekend. And so like all weekend I was here with the kids. I was like juggling. I did 25 listings yesterday. I put out a video. I put out a Facebook video. I've been struggling all weekend to just keep it all together and get it all out and do everything. And it's like, I was feeling a little bit of burnout, like, oh, why am I doing this? Why am I working so hard? But like, it's all about like being motivated and knowing that like at the end of this, like having goals, like our goal is to eventually move out of where we are now and be able to buy a house. So right now we're renting, and I would love to be able to buy a house. And so that's my goal. And so I work really, really hard every single day with a goal. And so I'm very driven. I have a goal and I work very, very hard. And so, I mean, I think that's my motivation. And I just, even when I'm feeling burnout, it's like, all right, I'm just going to suck it up. I'm just going to keep going. We're just going to power through. We're going to keep going. And tomorrow I'm going to get up and I'm going to make a video, But I have a lot of people around me who encourage me and keep me going. Everyone here, I've got a lot of creators surrounding me who like help me, who go through the same stuff that I go through. I've got a lot of people who don't create videos who encourage me. It's just like, it's about surrounding myself with people who encourage me, and my friends and my family, and, keeps me going. So.
Well, I was just thinking, yeah. Well, I don't know. I think I lost what I was thinking about.
I think that it's. Go ahead.
I don't know. I was just thinking, like, yeah.
Well,
I went through burnout just last week, right after, because I'm like, it was kind of like a goal, right? It was like a little milestone, and as Jocelyn was saying, like, I'm goal driven too. I think that's kind of innate within most people, is that you want to achieve something most of the time. So I achieved something, and then I felt like a little bit more directionless. I was like, okay, now what? And I usually can find something to like focus on next. My problem is I need to focus on something a lot larger, so that it'll take me longer to get there. So that's why I throw out weird things like, I'm gonna own an antique mall or something. It's like, but it's like, that is what's going to fuel me. Now, on a smaller note, on a smaller way that I could feel better, is I enjoy going to antique malls, and that really invigorates me. I get to go out and see. It's like being in my element and seeing what's out there. And it just kind of, it excites me a lot. So that's kind of a nice, fast way to do it for myself. But I can get caught up very easily in everything just feeling like work. And I'm like, what's the point? And when, like, I make it a little bit too serious. Like, I'm like too regimented sometimes. I'm like, this is like, why do I do it every day at 8 a.m.? Like, what, like, why do I put that on myself to do that? I shouldn't have to. And I've recently been trying to step back and say, I'm financially okay. Like, I don't have huge stressors in that area. So why don't I just focus on enjoying the next like 28 years of my life before technically retirement? But I don't think I still retire then. But I'm just trying to enjoy what I'm doing.
Is the fairground still for sale?
I don't even know what fairground you're all talking about. I guess
there was
that
a
was
guy
a
that came into the shop and said that there's a fairground for sale. And we said that you should buy the fairground so we could have the company picnic there.
That's all right.
It could be the real Nifty fair, but no clowns at the circus or the fair.
That's
my only stipulation. No
Maybe
clowns.
Andrew will dress up.
Well, but just not as a clown. We can dress up as whatever we want to, but just not a clown. The burnout, I think, is having a support system, like Jocelyn said, is absolutely very important. And I mean, I talk to, Mark and, about things that the burnout and things that bother me, and he's very supportive, but he doesn't necessarily understand it completely like these guys do. And people that I'm friends with that do YouTube and are resellers. So it isn't just a YouTube thing. It's reselling in general. Because there is it's a lot more work than what people think. Or what they set out to do. It's a lot more work, but there are times that it does make you wonder, why am I even doing this? Because of like some of the negativity that can come along with it. And it does put you in a place sometimes that you think, oh, my life was so much easier when I didn't have to mess with this stuff over here. But my life is very much more fulfilled because of this stuff over, so the good definitely outweigh the bad. And getting a message from a viewer that sometimes, and it never fails. As soon as I'm starting to feel some kind of way, I'll open up my emails and I'll get an email from someone that just says, I was in a very bad place, and watching your videos just uplifts me and puts me in a much happier mood. And I mean, so then I'm like, okay, then it's worth it, So there is a lot of negativity that can come with it, but as long as we're enjoying it still, that's all that matters in the long run.
Right.
I think. But yeah, I will say I will be up late tonight because I am halfway through editing tomorrow's video, because I also put my videos out at 8 o'clock in the morning. And we've all had late night editing sessions, and then sometimes you will see something that should have probably been taken out of the video. And you're like,
I used to fall asleep.
I used to fall asleep
editing when I was putting them out early. Yep. And I'm like, I'll get it out when I get it out. Whatever. I'll get it out when I get it out.
Yeah.
That's what
but
I'm
then
gonna
I
do
start
tomorrow.
to feel bad because people will say, oh, I always look forward to having my coffee with you in the morning. And then I'm like, oh, but they want to have their coffee with me. So then I will stay up late and I'll get the video out. And it's not just editing the video, just waiting for it to export. Sometimes that in and itself is just like, come on, export already.
Sorry, your video is taking longer than normal. I'm like, no, it's not taking longer than normal. This is the normal. Just stop saying it's taking longer than normal. This is normal.
Right. It'll be like, your video will be exported in 1 hour and 45 minutes. And I'm like, no, I'm not. No, it will not be. I'm going to bed. So anyway, okay.
No, but I will say this, is that I think one thing, like the thing that Jeffrey was saying, is that I am a very structured person. I think about today, tomorrow, and the next day, and what is it that I can do today that I need to have done in 3 days, and can I get what's done in 3 days done today? That way, when day 3 comes, I'm like, well, I don't have anything to do. I'm just like that person that's like annoyingly like, get it done, get it done, get it done, get it done. And then I'm done. Like Wednesday's video, done. But that's the other thing, is that because I have the full-time job, I really try to make sure that I have not committed myself to more than what I know I am capable of doing and feeling good about what I'm doing, because I don't want to feel that burnout, because I don't want to feel obligated, because I think once I start feeling obligated towards something, it kind of takes the fun out of it for me. And if I'm not having fun, then I think that people view that and they're like, this isn't really fun.
Right. Well, yeah, it kind of like, I know like Jocelyn does one every single day. Now that was probably fun for like a while, but like every now and again, or it could be fun like sometime, most of the time even, but every now and again, you're going to be like, why am I doing this? This is way too much. This week I had a lot more going on. This is not fun anymore, or right now. And it just feels awful. And that could be that burnout right there. And
yeah. And sometimes it does feel like that. I mean, I'll admit it. Some days it's really fun. Like, and I think my viewers can pick up on that. Like, for instance, when Michael and Dagny and I went to Mad Hatter the other day, last week, and I was just like, oh my God, like I was so excited. It was such like a great experience. Like I had so much fun. Like days
Yeah.
like that are like what I love and like I really look forward to. But other days when it's like, okay, we're back here and we're doing this again, you know, it's like I'm still enjoying it, but those are the days when it's like, okay, we're here, we're doing a job, this is what we have to do, you know. So there's days when I really look forward to it and I really have a good time, and there's other days when it is a job. I'll tell you that some of the videos that I really enjoy filming are the ones when we're at the shop and we're just like goofing off, and you guys get a peek at like, this is how we run our business, and this is
I
like,
love watching those.
we're having fun, and you know, like you get to see like we're here with Dina and we're here with Angela and Walter, and like this is how we operate. You know, those I enjoy filming those videos because like this is our life. Like this is really like this is it.
Right.
You know, so like those videos
see,
I really enjoy.
And they don't do as well though.
Like they don't perform as well.
They don't,
and
no.
see, that's where y'all need to make the change. And they don't perform as well. The thing of it is, those are the videos that we all love doing. Yeah. We like doing those videos.
Well, I like watching
but at the
them.
same time,
I like watching behind the scenes. I've always loved knowing how things work. I always want to know like the inner workings of things. And I just thought that most people, I don't think a lot of people do. Maybe that's just kind of a reseller thing. Like we like it because that's where we position ourselves. We resell, but I think there's a lot of people that don't want to see that. They want to see like the fun part. I don't know.
I think what people really are, I think that one of the things that makes the whole, whether it's vintage hard goods, whether it's clothing, there are a lot of different niches to these shop with needs. So I think when you speak about it in totality, the whole idea behind the shop with me is that you're providing somebody an experience. And that's what they're wanting is I am kind of surprised that I think with Jocelyn, the behind the scenes stuff doesn't do well because there is a voyeuristic kind of nature to YouTube and the reality of it. Because people do very much like to see things
like what's it like
looking over your shoulder. They're experiencing it through your eyes. So that is a little interesting to hear. But I think that's just kind of in general.
Yeah. And I mean, that's legit. Like,
I
it's
like doing
not set up. I mean, that's how it is at the shop. Like we have fun. We goof around. We like, that's how it is every single day. I mean, not every single day, because every single day, you know, there's part-time, you know, it's different people every single day, but it's a lot of fun.
It is, and I like the vlog videos too, but we're all a little bit of that little bit of a voyeuristic, you know, we want to see, you know, you see people and it's like, oh, this is kind of like I'm going shopping. And like, if you're doing a voiceover, it's very, you know, kind of, it isn't just like, this is just me when I'm just in my natural environment and I'm not, you know, reading from a script, you know, so to speak. I mean, none of us are reading from a script, but there isn't any plan to it. It's just whatever what happens. Whatever we say. I mean, we can edit out some things like, you know, I'm sure Jocelyn probably has to edit out Andrew from time to time. Maybe. I know I have to edit out my dad from time to time. So when he's in my videos, but yeah, it's just, I don't know. I just get so aggravated about the Goodwill videos doing so well. It just drives me nuts.
Get over it.
It was I'm going to have to, because I don't think there's anything that I can do that's going to change it.
I'm telling you, you have to do this. Misty, Jocelyn, convince her. Jeffrey, convince her. Just go into Goodwill and film it. Don't talk. Don't worry about the music. Like, seriously, and just do a voiceover. I'm telling you.
I won't.
I don't do voiceovers.
I won't do it.
I don't
think that they're hard. I'm not saying that it's hard. I'm just saying that it's just not like, I want people to watch me shop as they're watching me shop. I'm fun to shop with, aren't I, Jeffrey?
Yeah, I suppose. But why can't you just talk a little louder in the microphone?
No, I never have any problem with the music. I never
Oh,
have problems with talking over the music. Never. I can talk in you can hear me over the music, no problem. The problem is the Goodwill, and Tammy Tidbits is here. She lives in my town. There is nothing at the Goodwill. I went there today. I bought nothing. I have a bin full of things that I've bought from Goodwill. The past 4 times, I have like maybe 5 things in that bin. That's it. There's nothing there. There's nothing there.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a lot of junk.
They're awful.
At ours, it is.
It's junk. I mean, what am I supposed to do? Here's me shopping at Goodwill. Well, I didn't buy anything today.
Yeah.
There's just
And
nothing
why not?
there.
But that's the reality of it. Look, I have done, I think my top 2 videos, I bought one thing. It was a good thing. Don't get me wrong. And it's done really well. And people were very receptive to it. They were, hey, that's just the way that it goes. It happens to me all of the time. That's how it, thanks for putting it out. That's what happens to me. That's what happens to me. You know, that's the reality of it.
Yeah, but I don't want to do a lot of videos where I'm just like, okay, well, this isn't good enough. So, or I can't buy, there's not enough money in this, or it's not like, the whole video would be that. Basically,
See, this is a trap. I
My
think that
thing
this is the
is-
trap now. What's your thing, Beck?
Well, no, my thing is I don't want to go to Goodwill to support Goodwill. Listen, I know that Goodwill does things for the community. I know that they have a whole thing that they do things for the community. There's I do know that is a good benefit to Goodwill. I myself want to support a local business. If I'm going to an antique mall or a local antique shop, I'm supporting someone that has a small business that own the antique mall. I'm also supporting the booths, the individual booths. So I just want to shine more of a light on that than going into Goodwill, because honestly, I can find things that I can resell cheaper at an antique mall than I can at Goodwill anyway.
and you're getting more saturation.
And Val, if you don't like Goodwill, if you don't like Goodwill, why do you go? Because you never know what you're going to find, Val. Maybe the day that I go into Goodwill will be a good day. It's just they suck me in. I can't help it.
You just never know.
Michelle, Michelle's been to my Goodwills. They're small and relatively lackluster, but your antique malls are plentiful. Yes, they are.
Oh, Claire wants to hear more of Jocelyn.
What? Sorry,
I'm talking.
I was just getting ready to text Drew. Can you make me coffee?
Claire doesn't want to hear about any from us. She just wants to hear from Jocelyn.
Hi.
Jocelyn, you only talk.
Okay. Well, I don't even know what to talk about.
Well, we need to find a question.
Okay.
Claire, ask her a question, Claire.
Yeah.
You could just tell us what you did today.
I went to my ex-mother-in-law's house and there was a puppy.
Oh.
And I loved it. And it like crawled up on my lap and I got to hold it. I have pictures. Do you want to see the pictures of the puppy?
Sure.
I didn't really have to ask because I was going to show you anyway. But I went over to the people afterwards and I was like, can my children borrow your puppy? They actually let Juliet borrow the puppy. And so there's Juliet walking the puppy. It was a German Pointer. And it was super cute. So, and Ashton is in his room. He says, and me. So there I am with the puppy. It was just like, it's the quality. I'm like, oh, you're so sweet.
Oh, Dagny has a really good question.
Well, Claire wants advice for newbies. I don't want to.
Who's your favorite lister? Oh, I'm not going there.
Oh,
that's a trick question.
Herself.
I
She's
love
her favorite lister.
Equally. I love them all equally.
Listen, Jocelyn does list. Jocelyn does a lot of listing. A lot of people are like, oh, Jocelyn has all these people that she hires and she doesn't do anything. Yes, she does. Yes, she does.
Yesterday, I think 25. I don't know. Dagny can go in and check. I did a lot yesterday. I think 25 or around that number.
I don't know. I've said that before and I'll say it again and I'll say it right here. But I think that's really weird. I don't know why it would matter. Well, who cares who's listing the items? I mean, the woman who's employed 11 different people, isn't that a good thing? You know what I mean?
Oh, when I see people commenting on her videos, that's like, oh, well, Jocelyn she doesn't do any of the work. She has all these people that do things for her. I want to crawl through the screen, scream the screen, and it just makes me so mad because people do not know. And I hate that people make comments and make, generalizations on something that they don't know. You're seeing her for a 20-minute video every day. She's not letting you know what she's doing every second of the day.
I want 10 people to do everything for me because you know what I can do? Write the check. How about that?
Right?
Mm-hmm.
It just makes me mad. Yeah, those are the people that have never owned their own business. That's exactly right. And the people that leave those kind of comments are the ones that they don't resale on the scale that she does. They may be a reseller, but not on the scale that she is doing.
Mm-hmm.
So I just hate that. The grass is always greener on the other side. That's right. Yeah, and she has two young children. I don't know how. If my children were young, oh my gosh, I don't know how you do it. They're very demanding little humans. I mean, not her specific children, but children in general are take up a lot of time.
That's a lot of work.
They're pretty demanding though. Mom, mommy, mom,
yeah.
mommy, mom. Right, Ashton?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree, Kat. At some point in reselling, if you want to increase your business, you cannot do it alone.
And this is a hard business to scale. So
yeah,
I'm always surprised. I'm just surprised that you do it, really, Jocelyn.
Well,
because I mean, it's going to bottleneck somewhere.
Yeah, and I mean that's kind of been our problem is trying to figure out like, okay, so we've added a lister. Now the shipping is kind of getting, okay, so now we need to add someone in shipping. And so now so it's kind of like been trying to figure out, okay, so where do we need to figure out where to, it's just.
And there's only one of you. And you're the one that usually has the eye for what to buy.
Yeah.
I mean, Andrew, but like you mostly.
We've been buying a lot from auctions and that's been bringing in a lot of volume. And I think when we first discovered the wonder of auctions, it was like, there's 5 auctions this week and we're going to buy from all of them and we're going to spend $2,000 here, $1,000 there. And so we just we kind of went like crazy buying from all these auctions. And so we went crazy. And now we're kind of like every other week, it's like, oh, there's an auction. Let's, buy. So we've kind of slowed down buying a little bit and we've kind of refined, all right, well, we're going to buy from this auction and we're going to do this and that. So we went a little bit crazy there at the beginning, which was great because we got some really good stuff. We were able to, get a lot of inventory, but now we've kind of been able to fine tune it and figure out what we're doing. And
that's good because you're in that region. I think that there's a little bit more of a supply there.
We are an hour from the antiques capital of the world. No, I don't know if it's the world. I didn't even know that it was right an hour away. The antiques capital of somewhere, right, Michael? Is it the antiques
the world? Capital? That's what they say of the world.
That's what they say. They say it's the antiques capital of the world. There's an extravaganza there.
I don't know, but you can't go to phone reception down there. I do know that. So antiques capital of the world, figure that out.
Week, June, tomorrow.
Yeah, June 1st, my birthday. That's tomorrow.
Come on down.
He can't. He has live sale.
When? Tomorrow is the extravaganza?
Tomorrow.
Somebody had commented on my video today or yesterday that the extravaganza is next weekend, possibly the weekend after, that it's the Adamstown extravaganza. And it's all antiques and all. So basically what we did in Ohio is happening in Adamstown, an hour from where I live.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Why didn't they put that on the map?
Oh, there'll be lots of crowds. There'll be lots of crowds. And I was like, okay, yeah, that sounds like a fun time. I'll just go in that direction.
Oh, Randy says it's not till the end of June.
Oh, end of June. Okay.
The end of June.
So you have time.
So you're okay. Write it on your calendar.
So then I will
write it on your calendar.
that traffic was bad enough without there being extravaganza. I can't imagine what it would be like.
I think that they had like Renninger's is like, isn't it all outdoors? Isn't there like a flea market or something? Like
only on Sundays.
Well, see, I'm not a Sunday person. That day for me is like Sunday. What? I'm just not a Sunday person. I'm a Monday through Friday person, and then the weekend is just a wash. So Monday through Friday, you've got me, and then the weekend is.
I saw somebody ask about vacations. Are any of you guys doing a vacation this year?
I used to go on vacation this weekend, and I'm not. So that's a rough subject for me.
You ever leave your house?
I'm going on vacation in July, but I mean, I'm still going to go find an antique mall to go to while I'm on vacation. We're just going to the lakes and spending a week. My family will be on me to not work, but it's so hard for me not to work. It's so hard. I don't know.
Because you feel like you're not using your time wisely. For me, that's how I feel.
Yeah. Well, and it's hard when you love what you do. You feel like you don't ever need to take a vacation from it. And then those thoughts run through your head like, well, if I don't have videos, then people are going to forget about me. No one's going to, and it's going to hurt my business. And it's going to, you know what I mean? So all these thoughts run through your head. Like, I can't stop. I have to keep working. I have to keep working.
I remember how stressed you were about this last year or the year before.
Yeah.
And then
I didn't want to go.
Everything was okay. And then
it was okay.
Grow and you continued to be okay.
I just need a plan for it. I'm not much of a planner, so I just need a plan for it. I need to make sure that I have content still. I'm not a planter.
Can you blame me? Edit, schedule them all, and you're good.
Well, I did that 1 year. I think I had 14 scheduled videos, which are like 14 days in a row, which was ridiculous because that meant I had to work like that much harder before I left. And it's just like I was toast by the end of
West Side Gary. Sorry, I had to say it. Every time I say his name, I have to say that. I know. Who is your inspiration? I saw that. I've seen that a couple times. Who is my dad? I mean, because he's taught me, and he's taught me the antique business. So yeah.
I think for me, it's anybody who I see is doing something, who's doing better. Because I can see the path, or I could see a path. So Jocelyn, you would be an inspiration.
Yeah.
I think you are to a lot of people, of course.
I think so too.
Yeah.
You were kind of groundbreaking in this reselling, vintage reselling, YouTube community. So I think so too.
I've gotten a lot of people. Mom. A lot of people have asked, how do we know each other?
Yeah, I think I had highlighted that and we didn't answer it. How do we know each other?
I don't know.
I mean, I feel like that's an interesting subject, but I met Misty last year. And I met Michael last year.
Mm-hmm. And I met Jocelyn 2 years ago.
A couple years.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. Jeffrey and I met when I was like just starting out, and we started talking. I think somebody commented on one of my videos about real Nifty. Yes, that's exactly. Yep. And then I went over and I checked out your video, and then I went to a store, and then I saw the Franciscan Ivy, and I knew what it was because I had watched your video, and I was like, oh my gosh! And then I was like so excited, and then we got to talking, and that's kind of.
I just got some more Franciscan Ivy today. It's like I just can't stop.
I didn't think you were buying it anymore.
It was a salt and pepper. It was a salt and pepper shaker set for $7, and it's gonna sell for like 24 at least. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Help myself. Well, you know it. You know what it'll sell for. So, okay. Aw, people are saying you all are my inspiration.
Oh, and of course,
Danny's here. Hello, Danny.
He was in the chat. Remember, we didn't finish with Michael.
Oh, sorry, Michael.
How do we know you?
Oh,
How do we know you, Michael?
How do we know you?
I don't know. I guess.
I guess we don't.
Do
No,
we
you-
really?
We do. Michael, he was during lockdown, he was in the chat a lot because he was able to attend a lot of the live sales and stuff, and he was just an ever-present presence in the chat.
I have a
and
big mouth.
you know,
Is what she's trying to say.
well, I've been told that from time to time too.
Takes one to know one.
But I think sometimes you just click with people. Just do.
Yeah.
I think sometimes you just click with, and legitimately, we all talk. Like I talk to these people pretty much all day, I mean, every single day, and so it is. That's the beautiful thing about this community is that we've been able to form these friendships that are really true and good friendships with people that have very similar interests than as us. So it's a good community.
Yep.
Have you ever had items stolen out of your booths?
I'm just looking for more of.
That's a good question. I don't know.
Oh, I'm sure. Like, I'm sure. I'm sure.
You don't run inventory? Oh, what was that?
So
Relic Recoverist? Is
Should
that
be
you?
so no, I did not keep
Should
inventory.
be back.
When
I think
had a
she's.
booth.
I didn't either.
Yeah, Misty had an
I
entire
don't keep
store.
inventory necessarily now.
No. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Well, we don't need to.
Yeah, but aren't you don't keep inventory? Isn't that a write-off, unsold merchandise?
When you buy it, it is.
Yes, I keep an inventory through my receipts. All I need to know is what I'm spending and what I'm bringing in. I do not keep an itemized
So I go to Goodwill.
inventory.
Let's say I go to Goodwill and I spend $1 because that's true. I spend $1 and that $1 goes through QuickBooks and that's a business expense.
Yep.
$1. Good.
Yep. I can't. A lot of the stuff that I had, like in the brick and mortar when we first opened, my dad has had in his possession for 50 years or 40 years. So there was no possible way that I could sit down and write every single thing down. And talking to my CPA, she said, no, you don't need to do that. You do need to have, you do at the end of the year have to have some sort of idea of what you have left that you didn't sell, so you do have to account for that. And you can figure that out. And it's not going to be exact, but you kind of have to ballpark it a little bit. But I don't keep itemized. Jocelyn, I know do you keep an itemized inventory of every single thing you have?
Yeah,
I don't. Nobody does. It would be if we were selling clothing, like if we were a boutique and we had like 15 of one item and everything had like a SKU number, and then you could easily count those things. But everything that we sell, for the most part, is an individual entity. There isn't a second one. So it's impossible to have an itemized inventory of every single thing. So
yeah, I mean, if something was stolen at my booth, like it's just gone. Like,
yeah,
that's shrinkage. I guess it's a write-off considering I never made any more income on it. So I bought it already, and that's when I took the write-off or the cost of good. So, and so that saying that, whenever if I was to donate something, which I really don't anymore. But if I was going to donate something like auction scraps that I don't want, I don't take the deduction from that either because it would be like double dipping. So because I take the write-off up front, buy it. That makes sense.
Okay. How do you all deal with so many requests from people wanting to collaborate or do sales with you? Anybody else want to answer that question?
Nobody ever sends me a message. Nobody wants to.
I think that no, I don't think it's a question of that, but you've just established yourself as an independent seller. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know.
That
if
is
the
true.
question of-
Misty has definitely positioned herself as being out there, and that could bite her in the butt sometimes, I think, because she doesn't have that much time. She wants to help who she can and however much, but
I mean, do you guys have people requesting to do like collaborative videos though? I mean,
not that much.
Yeah, I don't really have a whole lot, and I think because I don't usually do them, and I think that I've kept away from doing them so that people don't expect that I do collabs or I do, like I hang out with you, Michael, but I mean, like we're friends, and it's like, and Dagny, we're friends. Like I don't usually do collabs with everyone and anyone. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't consider that a collab. I just consider that hanging out with you, and we
and
happen
that's
to
what
be.
it is.
That's
Like,
different.
people looking at that, I don't know if people looking at that are like, oh, she's collabing, but other than that, from an outsider looking in and being like, oh, she's collabing, like I don't usually collab with anyone. So I don't
You don't know.
What's that?
Well, it's true that this is a collab, as Lulu Bell said.
Oh yeah.
That is very true.
This is a collaboration, but see, that's the thing. You have to
Honey, you're breaking
be
up.
very certain and sure of who. Am I fine now? Am I okay?
I can hear you.
I don't know. We can hear you kind of.
Can you hear me?
Just a little. Yeah.
I'm garbly gooby.
Garbly.
You have to be very careful on who you have on your channel, because you could have people like Jeffrey that will say inappropriate things. No, I'm just kidding. That was the one time
like climb under the table just
climb underneath the table. We'll never let him live that down.
What just happened?
Right.
That was one of the most memorable moments of my YouTube life.
It really was.
The one thing I want to say about letting other resellers into your videos is you don't have control of their actions. So like if they do something, as much as they're their own thing, their own business, like people will associate them with you.
Yes.
Which awful. That's the way it is. But it's almost like you're endorsing them.
Yes.
Which you are, but there's like a certain amount of friendship in something where like you can be friends with somebody, but like that doesn't mean you support every single thing they do.
No.
And it shouldn't be assumed that that's the case. So.
And I think that this is something that I've had conversations with each of you about, and like in the respect that I've been doing YouTube since prior to Crazy Lamp Lady. It was Relic Recoverist, and that was a valuable lesson that I learned with Relic Recoverist, is to be careful who you associate with, because you just never know. And early on in YouTube with Relic Recoverist, it was like, I was like, yeah, you want to do a collab? Let's do it, but you never know. Like you could collab with someone and they could like go off the rails and be like a complete crazy person, and then you're associated with that person, and like suddenly they have a bad reputation and you get that reputation from that person. And so I think going into the relationships that I go into, it's always like, I'm always like, oh, well, if they do something, like what if, and so I'm a very paranoid person. And so that's why I'm always very careful about who I socialize with, and who, I always like try to build people up, and I try to give people shout outs, but I'm also very cautious about who I build up and who I socialize with, because I want to make sure that I'm building up people that are kind and friendly and, positive people. I mean, those are the people that I want to surround myself with, and those are the people that I want to see succeed. And that's just my, that's just how I am with my collabs and who I socialize with. So
well, and it's so true. And like Danny said, you have to protect your brand, because at the end of the day, while this is a community, at the end of the day, this is our business. This is what we do for a living. So you have to protect your brand. You have to protect your business. You have to make sure that you are doing the right thing for your business. And maybe it sounds heartless, but it can be very difficult to do that, to form those boundaries, but you have to be able to form those boundaries. And trust me, I have learned the hard way. I think all of us have learned the hard way to trust your boundaries and build up some boundaries a little bit. And I have a hard time saying no, and I'm learning to just say no and not, you just have to say no. You just have to say no.
Very good.
Yeah. Boundaries can be hard.
Life.
Okay.
Oh,
Not you. You're just talking. You're not laughing.
I just jibber jabber. Okay, so we are getting to that closing time. So if you've got any comments or any questions, go ahead and get them out now. I did see something that I did want to mention. Someone said that, do you think that it's harder because the reselling community on YouTube has grown so big, that it's going to affect other people, like everyone's sales? I know, Jocelyn's not really doing live sales, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't think so, because I just don't think that, I just don't think so. What do you think?
What was the question? I zoned out reading the comments.
About, do you think that it would affect your big?
So many sales that it affects your business.
I haven't seen that yet, so I don't think so.
I will say,
Michael,
like,
what do
one
you
big
think?
thing. Well, I think I've tried to make it very apparent about how I feel about this. And I know that it's something I've tried to be clear on in respect to expanding, and bringing in different resellers from different social media platforms and trying to fold them into the YouTube community and vice versa. YouTubers going over into Instagram. And there's a twofold purpose. One, because then the viewers, the buyers, are getting a broader variety of sellers and items through which to choose from. Which comes to the point, I think, of the question. Well, isn't that kind of detrimental? Isn't that counterintuitive of bringing in other resellers? And for me, the way that I view it is that I view it as, yes, we're bringing in other sellers, but with that seller, we're also bringing in potentially thousands of different eyes or buyers from that person, that social media person, though, too. So, I think it's a win-win, because then those buyers get to see new sellers. Like, we can't, 25,000 people can't buy from one person, because that one person can't supply 25,000 people enough items. So even like the four of us, even with okay, so let's say that Misty, myself, and Jeffrey didn't even have an audience, and we relied solely on Jocelyn. Jocelyn's nearly at 200,000 people. So four of us have to supply goods for 200,000 people. It's not realistic. It's just simply not realistic. And the way that you're going to keep it going is by diversifying your sellers as well as your buyers. So it's a twofold process, and it's a win-win thing, I think, for both parties. So that's the way I see it. I really do see it that
way. People were asking about Glass Baby, Jocelyn. Did you find Glass Baby?
Find the elusive Glass Baby, but I will. I'll find it. It's only a matter of time. I did find my trash can, so I feel like that is next on my list.
You're giving spoilers away now.
That was a spoiler, yes.
Somebody wants Michael to explain his logo, the pyramid. What does it mean?
The cult.
The cult. All right, look, here's the deal. I am very aware that when I decided to choose the name The Cult of Vintage, that some people were going to take issue with it. And I was even more aware that when I decided to go ahead and put in what, yes, a lot of people view as the Illuminati eye, which is actually on our US dollar bill, by the way. It
With a
is the
great
money
pyramid.
that we use. Okay. It's not that it was going to probably trigger a few more people. I am fully aware of it. I don't consider it hate. I'm good with it. I'm fine with it. I thought it was funny. I wanted it to be weird. I wanted it to kind of be like a little side eye, a little like, what is up with him? That's how I live my life. That's how, you want to know how people got to know me? By being that person, by being a little off, by being sincere, by being funny. But you know what? I am who I am. The cult of vintage is who it is, and I'm gonna keep on going with it. So,
Yep.
I don't believe in
the Pudgy
blood.
Picker's here.
Talks. She was one of my inspirations, by the way, originally.
Pudgy Picker.
Yeah, that's why I highlighted it, because the Pudgy Jen, he talks about you a lot.
It's funny
He
though,
likes
because
his
whenever
Pudgy
I was
Picker.
watching YouTube like 4 years ago, I watched her videos, and back then it was haul videos, or yeah, so it's like table haul videos, and that's what I started doing. And eventually I moved on to the shop alongs, and I know she does too, but yeah. And it's funny because we don't sell very similar things, but it's a personality thing. I enjoyed her personality, just like Ann Eckhart. I know Misty and I share that too.
Yeah. And I love Liz Retros.
So that Jen's here.
Okay, so we, Jeffrey, you are so entertaining to watch, and your comments are so funny.
Well, I'm glad you like my comments. Work hard on them.
All right. He works hard on them. Okay. I'm just looking for some more that are standing out here. Okay. So, can someone please tell me about finally found the fire and light? I've watched so many of her videos, but I can't find it. Help me.
That was the video where Dagny and I were at the Goodwill. And I believe it was called First Dibs. And the thumbnail is actually a blue candlestick. It's a blue candlestick thumbnail. I'm about to show you which one it is. I think it's called First Dibs or something like that. I'll find it. Oh, he brought me coffee.
You know, Etsy. Oh, I was just saying, Etsy is very ridiculous with their what they allow and what they don't allow. That's one reason I just wanted to stop.
They probably, like, do you really know? I mean, they probably are taking that meaning of redware in the wrong context.
Like on a face, for instance.
Right. It's a form of pottery.
There it is.
Here's my
thumbnail.
First Dibs at Goodwill. That's the one.
What was your post date for it? That'll help maybe.
7 months ago.
7 months ago. Look for the blue candlestick.
October 1st, 2020. And I didn't even know that I found it. It wasn't until I posted the video and all the commenters were like, "That's fire and light." And I'm like, "Wait, what?" So I was like, "Well, shoot."
Dagny says, "Those are my hands. Those are my hands.
They're famous. Famous hands."
Is that true? Does eBay charge final value fees on taxes?
Oh.
That seems
I don't know. You know what? Sometimes you can't. This may sound really idiotic and not very business minded, but sometimes you got to not really nitpick and think about everything that eBay's charging because you'll drive yourself crazy. I mean,
true.
Really.
I mean, you're paying for a service. So, I mean,
right.
You just have to decide if you're willing to pay for that service.
You're not going to be able to find
I'm willing to pay for that service.
You're not going to find another
right.
You're not going to find another platform, a worldwide platform.
I'm not going to nitpick. I'm just going to pay it. Thank you, eBay. I'll pay you for your service.
Yep.
I mean, I'll pay it until I don't, and then I'll find something else.
Yeah.
But I'm not
And if
gonna
you
like
find
just
something better,
complain.
good for you.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
I just can't, you just can't think about it all the time or you'll drive yourself crazy. Oh, look, Vinny found the video and he put the link in. Thank you, Vinny.
There we go.
Oh,
Who's a good Vinny?
thank
Who's a good Vinny? Yep, eBay's audience is huge, so you're paying for that great audience. It's worldwide. So, all right. So I think that we're going to actually wind it down a little bit by 10 o'clock. I do know that tomorrow I will be having a live sale. It'll be on my channel with myself and Michael, the Cult of Vintage, and Michelle, Comfy Cozy Living. At 1 o'clock Eastern on our channel. It's a 3-way sale. It's a lot of fun. It's my birthday, so make sure that you come and hang out with us on our birthday. I just saw a super chat. Thank you so much, Ohio Stamp, for the super chat. Thank you. Thank you. Also, I have a live sale on Wednesdays as well, 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, where I'm selling 40 items, I think. It seems to go up. I say I'm going to drop down to 30 and then I end up selling 40, but you know, I just tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, the Nurse Flippers channel. Jocelyn and I will be on with Kat.
That's right.
On her channel
Doing
at
it again tomorrow.
8 o'clock Eastern.
Party.
Yep, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And I get to open up this big box because I found out that Kat sent it to me. Kat. So, you know why we open this big box? It sings. It's been singing to me for 2 weeks now.
Oh, that's who did it?
The singing box.
Oh
Kat,
my gosh.
the Nurse Flipper. She's a stinker. So I get to open it tomorrow night. And we get to see what's in this box. So make sure that you are checking out the Nurse Flippers channel. Michael has sales on Sunday nights at 8 o'clock Eastern.
That's correct.
Jeffrey has live sales every Friday night at 7:30 Central. No, 6:30 Central, 7:30 Eastern.
Wait,
7:30 Eastern. You do.
No, not this week. I'm skipping.
Oh.
I'm going on vacation.
You are?
Yeah.
That's right.
Going to Florida.
It's probably
I should have realized that because then I could have had a Friday night sale in your slot.
You want to get my slot?
Oh, well.
I'll let you in my slot.
Take it.
I don't want it in your
Get
slot.
off of here and post it. You don't want it? Friday night?
I'll open my slot for you.
I don't want your slot to be. I don't want your slot to be opened for me.
Okay.
Anyway, thank you so much, Christy, for the super chat. This is just going off the deep end here.
And on that note, we'll see y'all next week. Thanks for coming.
All right. Thank you guys so much. Make sure that everyone's channel is in the link down or in the description down below. Make sure that you're subscribed to everybody. And thank you for hanging out with us on Monday nights. Thank you, Jocelyn and Jeffrey, for joining us. And Michael, thank you guys so much. And we will see you next week.
Happy birthday.
Bye, guys.
Good night.